Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're on S Motorsports. Today I got a little something different for you. We're gonna be working on my 2018 Chevy Silverado. Thanks for joining in, guys. So like I said, today we're gonna be doing something different. We're gonna be working on my 2018 Silverado. It's a 1500 LTZ. It's pretty decked out. It's got the 6.2 engine in it, which is nice as we do tow with it. But today we're gonna be doing, I wasn't planning on making a video, but with how much issues I've been having, I kind of wanted to share what's going on, and hopefully this can help somebody out. But we're going to be putting in a stereo in the back, subs. So I'll show you what I picked up. So what I got here is I got a under seat box, and it's 210s, and it's actually 210s out of my old vehicle that I just have been saving, and so I'm reusing them. Probably not the best sub. They're like a really old MTX. I think like 6,000. So they're pretty old, but they still look really good shape and they still work, so why not? I just bought a new box, which I'll try and find the link for that. And then what I did end up picking up, and all the issues that I've been having, is I ended up picking up this kicker Keyloc, which I think this is a really nice product. I still got to get into it, but and then hooking up the sub basically in this truck, as it does have the Bose system. That's really the problem, is we got the amp in the back, and that integration is causing the issues. So I'll show you what I did to hook it up in the front. So what I got going on is I got my power cable ran, obviously, from the battery over here. It actually worked out pretty good, and then I just ran it along the top, as you can see. And then where I shot it in is through this grommet right here, which that seems like that's the spot everyone goes in, and it is still a bugger to get through. I like had a really long screwdriver, shoved it in, and then I had to shove like a cable in first, or like a coat hanger, and then wrap this and then try and pull it through from the other side, as it's like a double grommet in there. So it's not necessarily easy to go through, and I fought with that for quite a while, but I ended up getting it through. And so obviously it comes into the cab. Once you get it through, it pops through up underneath here, and then you can kind of see it actually running down. Maybe it's right here, tucked it in, ran it, popped these sill panels off, and ran it down all the way to the back. So my first plan was basically to tap into this rear door speaker, which I did. I ran a cable, my subs are under here. I ran a cable, tapped into the wiring harness right here for this speaker, and it sort of kind of worked. That's where the issue is. Once I wasn't getting the sound out of it, and I'm getting a lot of road noise, and the subs were popping, and just wasn't right. So I picked up this Keyloc because it can kind of tell you what's going on. So after doing a quick diagnosis, it didn't take very long. Basically, the only thing that's on, the only frequencies that are on this speaker are like high and mid. It didn't even come close to low. It was mostly high, a little bit of mid, but mostly high. So obviously that's not suitable for a sub. So I know I needed to do something different. So basically the other option is to tap into the Bose amp itself, which I already picked up Bose active noise canceling for this truck, because it does have active noise canceling. So I picked that harness basically from LLJ Customs, which I'm not sponsored by them, but I mean, I'm gonna go into it. It looks like they got some pretty nice quality products. So I got that harness, which cancels my active noise canceling, but I was still getting lots of road noise. So I picked up this wire harness. It's a T harness, and I mean, I'm not sponsored by them, but I took this out of the box and I was like, holy crap, this is really nice. So basically this is just gonna tee into the Bose harness And then this is gonna give me all the outputs I need for my sub. Instead of coming from this speaker, it's gonna give me power ground, which now I don't have to tap into the amp, which I was previously for the kicker. It got it right here. And then I got my speaker leads that are all nicely, you know, heat shrunk, and they got integrated fuse already. I had bought a separate, you know, add a fuse, but this is already integrated. So this, I mean, this is perfect. And it did take a little bit to get, but I think it's definitely worth the wait, because I think this is gonna make it really nice. So hopefully now with this, I can hook it up to the kicker Keyloc, and I can see what frequencies I have coming out of this signal, and it should be, you know, everything I need. Let's get to it. So basically you can see I got my amp tucked up underneath here. I got my speaker cables ran to each sub. This is what my sub box looks like. And this little bump, I was debating if that was gonna cause the issue or not. It does not cause an issue. The seat, you don't feel it, nothing. It's a really nice box. I'm happy with it. The carpet, I need to stick back on in a few places, but that's pretty minor. So I got my sub stashed up under here, or my amp I should say, and then this kicker Keyloc I'm gonna kind of mount right underneath here behind the seat. And then the amp is way up underneath there, which is probably gonna be a little bit hard to show, but basically we gotta unplug one connector in the amp, the Bose amp, and splice into this, and then this is gonna give us all the signal we need. And I'm basically just not gonna use the wire coming from the speaker anymore, because it's junk for what I'm trying to use it for. Okay guys, so I wanna show you what I got. So what I'm doing is I got the LLJ harness here, and I got it tied into the kicker Keyloc, and I just got it kind of temporary mocked up right now. As you can see, these aren't the best connections, so I'm gonna just try it, make sure everything works the way I think it should, and then I will redo these connections to make them good, heat shrink it, make it a lot nicer. But for now, this is what I got. And the way that I'm tying the sub in, I'm driving these in parallel, so I just have the two wires hooked up together from both signals, as I'm doing it in the sub anyway, so it doesn't really matter going into the Keyloc, pretty sure anyway. So yeah, let's basically dive under there, unplug the connector and plug it in there, and that really does it. And then we can plug in our RCAs to the amp, and let's test it out. All right guys, so I got you positioned underneath the seat here. We're looking at the Bose amp. As you can see, this is my active noise canceling bypass harness that I already got from LLJ. So that plugs into this one right here, which is the third one over, 1, 2, 3. That is your active noise canceling one, and it literally just plugs in. You unplug the factory one, plug it in, plug the other end in, and boom, it's bypassed. So pretty easy. So now we're gonna plug in the other T harness, which need for the amp, and that is this one, which is the furthest to the right. So we will just literally unplug that, and then we're gonna get our T harness. All right, so let's see if I can fit both hands underneath. We're gonna plug this in like so. I can't see what I'm doing though. I think it's locked. And then we will plug in the other one back into the factory one. Bam, just like that. That's pretty easy. So now we just can plug the Keyloc in, and then we will plug in the RCAs and we'll fire it up. All right guys, so I got the kicker Keyloc set up so you can kind of see what's going on. So we have power, and right now I'm going to play the kicker pink noise on the radio and I got the EQ set flat, and then I'm going to turn it up, and I'm going to adjust the input knob to see what signal we got. It should show either low, high, mid, what frequencies we have. So let's do that. So as you guys saw there, we had the low light up, so that's good. That's good for our sub. So let's proceed with the setup. And I'm not gonna go through the whole setup, but I'll get it set up and then we'll see what it sounds like. All right guys, it's a new day. I had to take a little break from the truck as it was giving me some fits. I was having some issues getting the Keyloc to do its thing and program itself, but it wasn't the fault of the Keyloc, it was my fault the way I was hooking it up. So I'll show you what I did so you guys don't make the same mistake, and because it was really bothering me to say the least. So really what it was is I have the Keyloc here, I have it disconnected and I'll tell you why here, but I was trying different things. I was like, oh, is it something with the Keyloc and causing an issue? So I swapped back to my old line output converter, which I wanted to try that, and that was doing the same thing in terms of like, just it was giving me some weird static noises and just it didn't sound right, and it, you know, the Keyloc kept shutting off, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then I was like, well, is it? And then after I put this line output converter in and it was sounding the same, I was like, it's got to be coming from this harness then, which is weird because I mean this is a good harness, it's just tapping into the signals. So I was like, huh, I wonder if it's because I have both the left and the right channels of this tied together. Is that giving me some weird feedback noises with the Bose system and stuff? So I was like, well, that's easy to try. I just unplugged 2 wires, connected it up with this line output converter, cranked up the music, problem gone. So it sounds great now. So it was definitely my fault for tying these two together. So really I'm just tying into one channel now of this LLJ harness and everything's good. And then I think since it actually sounds pretty good, I think I'm actually gonna run with this line converter for the truck here. And you know, just use one channel, use this line out converter. I'll just, I know this is horrible right now, but I'll make this look prettier and just basically cap those off and not use them. Now that I know that this Keyloc was not the problem, it was my fault, I do like what it's doing, and so I think I'm gonna actually try using this on the Camaro. So that'll probably be a future video, because in the Camaro I actually have this line output converter, but I'm using the way that the Camaro system is done. There's not a good way to tap into that, so I'm actually using their amp turn on lead out of here, and I think this one might work better because I'm having a few issues with the Camaro sub popping and stuff, which is probably due to me having the gain turned up too much, where this has a lot more adjustability to be able to fine tune it. So I think I'm gonna try putting this in the Camaro, see if that solves that issue. Since that's a non-Bose system, I don't have to worry about, you know, this other harness and stuff. So that should hopefully go a little better. So I think I'm gonna save that for the Camaro and leave this one in the truck. All right guys, we got everything buttoned up. As you can see, I got the seats down. I got everything just tidied up with heat shrink on all the connections that I'm not using. Wrapped everything up, zipped it, tied everything up. And I was gonna give you a listen here of how it sounds. So I got some non-copyrighted music I was gonna let you listen to. Right now, I got a switch underneath my dash because I wired the sub turn on to basically just to add a fuse in the fuse panel on the driver's side. So I got it on a switch. And right now I got the switch sub is off. So I got it at 3rd volume right now. And obviously you can fine tune the sub volume kind of by the gain settings. All right, now I'm gonna throw the switch on for the sub. stuff starts rattling a little bit more. Just adds a lot more volume. Sounds good. Sounds like how it should. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, as it's a little different on my truck. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you guys like it in the comments, if I should be doing more with this truck or not on the channel. But yeah, if you got any questions about the install, feel free to hit me up, or put it in the comments, because I kind of started the process before I was planning on filming it. I was like, I'm just gonna throw it in. I thought it'd be a quick job, but then after I ran into all these issues, it's like I should really share how to do this, because someone else might be having those same issues that I'm having. So, well, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.